There are something like 18 separate Indigenous lobby groups, organisations in Canberra today. And yet when we come out to regional Australia, and particularly regional Western Australia, we see the greatest dysfunction in those Aboriginal communities. It's not for want of voices in Canberra. In fact, I think perhaps that's part of the problem. And that is, there are a lot of people that derive, a very good living and have a high status being in Canberra, where there aren't people out in the communities dealing with the real problems. People like to make out that this is a highly sophisticated issue. The reality is that in many of those, particularly those remote Aboriginal communities, if you go back 30 years, there were more kids at school, there were fewer health problems, there were more adults in full-time employment than there is today. That's the reality of what's happening out in those communities. Now, in metropolitan areas, it's different, and I've talked about that before. And in metropolitan areas, overwhelmingly, Aboriginal people are just getting on with life and doing all the things that everyone else does. They've got jobs, the kids are going to school, and all those things are working out. It doesn't mean there's not disadvantage for some, but for the great majority, they're just getting on with life like everyone is.